Angela, and this is an open letter to Fred Phelps of the Westboro Baptist Church. Fred, you've been making quite a splash lately. People are talking about you all over the news on the internet. You've definitely gotten their panties in a twist. But Fred, let's have a little conversation. Throughout history, there have been many outspoken pioneers of hate-mongering, such as yourself. David Koresh, Adolf Hitler, Jim Jones, Tom Cruise, Timothy McVeigh, and the oxycodone fabulous Rush Limbaugh. Just like you, their campaigns of hate gave them a little bad publicity. But don't you worry your little bald, liver-spotted Montgomery Burns head over it. Things worked out for them just fine. And for you, I'm sure it'll end up sunshine and rainbows as well. But I think we should talk specifics. Protesting military funerals, that's a bold choice. However, not as bold as the choice to protest designer women's own Dixie Carter's funeral. That one even made my Will and Grace Lovins head do a little loop-de-loop. Dixie Carter? Really? But back to the military. You should probably let your research department know that they dropped the ball a little bit in protesting Lance Corporal Matt Snyder's non-sodomite funeral. Was your gaydar off a little, girlfriend? This young man was fighting for our country, not styling hair in Chelsea Village. Just think, instead of spending all of that time loading your followers, the kids, and all those catchy protest signs into the van, you could have had your fab web designers put a little more nail polish on that hot mess of a website you call GodHatesFags.com. Every time I try to clicky-click on any of your informative links, such as God hates America, God hates Jews, God hates Catholics, God hates puppies, God hates your mom, they just won't open, sister. Might I suggest something a little more simple, like your thought process, such as taking a page from the American Dairy Council's playbook. Imagine an all-black screen. White, size 22, Times New Roman font. God hate. You could franchise that shit, Fred. Imagine. Billboards, bumper stickers, a children's clothing line. You need to get your hands on that money for those lawsuits. Plus, we're getting a little tired of seeing you and yours and those cheap-ass suits and those ugly corduroy skirts. But, Fred, there is something I need to tell you. Up until now, everything I've said has been a little bit of a ploy. You see, I really have a big favor to ask you. Fred Phelps, will you protest my funeral? Before you say no, just think of this. Your judgmental face looking down at me. Those poster boards waving back and forth in the air with just enough vigor to put a breeze across the tear-stained faces of my kin. It would mean the world to me, enough to make my sin-stench corpse do the YMCA in my coffin. And if by some chance you should meet your fag-hating, missionary, position-loving God before I do, don't worry about it, just send the kids. For as I make my descent into eternal damnation, it would be so comforting to see those little angelic, brainwashed babies wishing me well. But don't worry about me after that, for I'll be reunited with my friend Lenny. He was killed by your God too soon for you to protest his funeral. It is he that waits for me with other damned souls such as, Mike Brady and Obi-Wan Kenobi. We've got some big plans. We're going to the grave rave on the corner of Hellfire and Brimstone, followed by the very popular Purgatory Party on the patio. So anyway, Freddie, I really hope you will seriously consider my funeral invite. And best of luck with all those upcoming legal battles, getting your poster board at wholesale, misinterpreting the Bible, and most of all, being able to sleep at night. You could market that. Eternal damnation. It would be so comforting to see their angelic, brainwashed faces. You could franchise that shit, Fred. Imagine. Bulletin boards. In the office. You could franchise that shit, Fred. Imagine. Bumper stickers, bulletin boards, son of a bitch! You could franchise that shit, Fred. bumper stickers, billboards, the children's clothing line. You need to get your money on your hands. There is something I need to tell you. Basically, everything I have said so far is just a ploy. I'm really talking to you right now because I have a favor to ask. It's kind of big and stupid. Son of a bitch. But frankly, Fred, why I'm here today is really to ask you a favor. Everything I've said up until now, just kind of a ploy. Fred, I need to ask you something, and it's pretty serious. Fred Phelps, will you be my neighbor? Fred Phelps, where I attend my funeral? You see, having you there, face all judgmental, waving those protest signs back and forth with enough vigor to put a breeze on the tear-stained fuckers of my fucker.